When planning and building towns, villages, and cities in Minecraft, what are the best places or the most natural places to put them? Well, of course, in Minecraft, you can place them anywhere, and villages tend to just appear pretty much anywhere. As you can see here, we've got 3 villages in this small area. However, I think all 3 are in fairly decent locations based on certain criteria. So I did a little bit of research to figure out what is the best kind of terrain to have. And, well, here is what I have found. Of course, water. You need a water source. Now, these are not the best locations. However, if we go over here, now this is where I am building the capital city. So the capital city happens to be surrounded almost completely by water. Got a large area here, of course. We have access, now we've got a beach here, but we have access to an ocean. And that is perfect for transportation and trade. Over here, I would like to actually use this island and over here to use as a port. But it's a little shallow. That's one thing. You want deeper harbors, especially if you're building larger boats. And that would be ideal. But a location like this, we have a fairly large area, and there are certain factors here which make it really good. So as I said, water is important. Secondly, near resources. So if we go back over here, this village is in an ideal location because I'm building a mine here. This is a mining village. And with a mountain like this and having a natural entrance right down here, we have a mine. And a lot of towns will spring up very quickly around mines, especially if you find gold or things like that. So this is definitely an ideal location for that. Secondly, we've got crossroads. Or thirdly, I should say, crossroads. While we don't have any roads in the game, this village right here, let's actually fly, not jump. This village here is, I would say, going to be at crossroads. We're going to have a main road going through here, which will lead to the mining village. But we'll also have a road coming from over there, which is where Savoria is, the starter village that I did. And it'll come all the way over here. The road will go through there, but we'll also split off and go off in that direction, where we have yet another village. Now, this one is near the ocean. However, it's not the kind of village that has easy access to the ocean. It's a little bit high up and not a very easy harbor to use at all. However, high places are important. Building on high places will help with, I guess, flooding. Flooding is one major thing, but also great place for castles or defensible structures. So if you're in a world where there is war and you need protection, building in a high place is ideal. And that is really, really important here. So then our fifth thing is valleys. Valleys are great places. In fact, this village right here is in a valley. So that is already perfect. And although there's no water here, you could potentially have a bit of a small pond here. This could be a pond. It's a low-lying area, but again, flooding is possible, like this. These buildings here could get flooded. But this area is going to be more for agriculture. So again, that is a resource. And having a vast flat area of fertile land is an excellent choice to have a village. So this whole area is going to be filled with farms. But also, although it's not a settlement, if you have valleys, I think this over here is ideal. Having a valley and having like a pass is a great place for roads, of course. But as people will go through these valleys, got another one over here, this is also a great place to put a village, because people are forced to go into that area. But let's take a look at the country that I'm working on and see what criteria actually apply here. So first, Savoria was built right here. What does it have that is ideal? Well, it has, of course, water. So this would be the port right here. And it's not a major port, it's just docks, right? It's also fertile. We have lots of farms here. And right over here, we got an entrance to a mine. So it used to be a mining village, but the mine is closed. Instead, it's become just a small farming village, but it's also at crossroads. We got a road that goes off in that direction towards the capital, and a road that goes off in this direction towards the clifftop city, and off in this direction to the next country over. So you have people going through. So what do we have in this village? A marketplace. And let's clear the weather. So we have a marketplace in this village. Now, the city that I'm working on is right over here. Now, this is a very odd choice for location. Really odd one, because, let's see, water? Yes, it's got water. We've got access to water. There's a great big area for a port as well. So this is ideal for that. So we got all of that, right? Resources? Mines, probably. I think that can be used. But in this case, fish. Lots and lots of fish. So this isn't exactly a fishing city, but it is a really good source of fish. And this little bit here could be used as a mine. So I may turn this into a mine here. Crossroads? Well, there is a road that goes straight through it. And that goes off in that direction. Those directions, right? But there is a road that goes off in this direction, but it's towards a university and a temple. Not really a well-traveled road beyond this. So it's not really crossroads. High places, absolutely. And in fact, there's no castle. There won't be a castle here, but it is a high place. It is an easy place to defend. That's probably the main reason this is built here. At least in the lore that I'm making, that's probably what I will do. And valley entrances, valleys. Well, this is a valley here, but it's a little odd one here, I think. So, moving on to, let's go to the capital city before we look at these three villages. And in fact, we've got a fourth village, which is going to be a very strange location. So again, the capital city, we have a large area. We have a high hill. There's going to be a palace up here. There are going to be walls. So this is a very nicely defensible location. We have plenty of open space for farming. There will be farming around, but also a lot of, well, not so much farming over there, but the farming will be down in that direction. But plenty of open space for building, especially down here. Water, yes, obviously. And mines, I'm not so sure about that here, though. Crossroads, absolutely. So coming from that direction, we have a road coming into the city, and we have a road going out of the city that direction. And over here, we also have a road going out of the city. So there, it is a bit of a crossroad. That direction is water. And over there is an island. So we'll look at it this way. Road coming this way. Road going out this way down to here. And road going across here. But here, this is where it gets interesting. This is part of another country. I'm actually considering not having a road going in there for some interesting reasons, I guess you could say. All right, and there is no valley here, really. So let's go over to the next village that I will be working on. This is the farming village here. So we have, first of all, water. Not really. We're lacking in water here, but it is in a possible floodplain. I may actually add some things. We'll see. There is some water over here, though, that's coming down from the mountain. So I may do something with this and make a bit of a river that goes down to there. That goes out into the ocean. That may be the local water source, which is an interesting idea. Near resources? Yes. Fertile land. Farming. That's the main important thing here. Crossroads, as I mentioned before, this will be a location of crossroads. We do have a high place. This is great for avoiding floods. So there we go. If there are any floods, you can go up the hill. And valley entrance. This is a valley. It's not a very deep valley, but this is a natural area where people would go through, I guess you could say. And then this village, looking at the criteria for this, water. Yeah, I guess you could say that. There's a bit of water down there. We've got water here flooding through the village. So I'm going to have to fix this. I'm going to have to do something. Because we've got, I guess you can say this is natural springs going all the way down. I will have to really fix this because it affects the town square. But there is a spot down here that looks like it's ideal for a nice big pond or a little lake. And a river can be built going off in this direction down to there. So I think that would be a great thing to work on as well. And then we've got main resources, mining. That's what it is. There are farms around here too, so that's fine. Crossroads, yes, actually there's a road coming this way and it goes off in that direction, and a road going off towards our clifftop city over there. So this is actually the nearest village to the cliff city. Okay, there we go. High places, obviously. And it is a valley through here, so that is appropriate. But this one is probably the more unusual one. This is going to be a resort village. This is built more because of the mountain. And I'm going to make it so that we have hot springs here. I think that will be a great idea. Water, it is near the water, but that's not that important to this village. Near resources, we've got farming down there. So that's, you got that. And I guess fish. Crossroads, not really. There's nothing that goes off in that direction. However, there's a road that goes off in that direction towards the capital city, which is right there on that peninsula, and our other village over there. High places, obviously, and valley entrance, no, not at all. This is definitely not a valley. I wouldn't consider this a valley either. That's a cave entrance. All right, so that is what I have planned here. There are other locations, of course. We've got this city here, which is around water. It's actually in a rather defensible location. We've got an area for a castle, and there's forest all around. And down here we have another city that will be going in. It's in a valley with lots of rivers. How many rivers? We got basically 2 rivers crossing each other. It is in a valley, so we do have some higher locations all around, which is fine. Resources, we of course got the water, we've got wood, we've got farmland around here too. So it's also definitely going to be a crossroad. So that is what we got. And that is, well, I'm still holding an egg. And that is what I have planned, and a lot of the reasoning behind, I guess, natural places to build villages and cities. So yeah. Let me know what you think. Do you have any other ideas about where you would build cities and villages? Let me know in the comments below. If you like videos like this and would like to see some more, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.